Churchill, Abraham Lincoln, any of the people that you may have found as a personal hero for yourself has followed these steps. They have more of this than others. So your effective networking has to do with what transformers do, and they yearn more. Now, what I mean by that is they have an inner yearning. Wanting more, let's say it's the beginning of the year now, so a lot of people take New Year's resolutions to lose weight. You ask somebody, well, you lose weight. What do you want to lose weight for? So I can fit into my jeans. What do you want to fit in your jeans for? So I can be more attractive. What do you want to be more attractive for? So people will like me. And so ultimately, we all want to be affirmed. Every one of us. Every one of us is. And so when I walk up to somebody and shake their hands and give them my card and run the other way, I'm denying my desire to be affirmed. And that's just, the people that really live transformational lives are more in touch with that deeper yearning to contribute, to see and be seen, to touch and be touched. They tend to do it mutually. And some of them, I worked with a CEO, I'm currently working with a former CEO of a Fortune 50 firm with 130,000 employees. And when he was the head of the firm, they all loved him. They all felt a personal relationship with whether they'd ever met him or not, because he was profoundly committed to them. His yearning was that they would have the same opportunity that he had. His yearning was, despite he was there when the company got started, but he wanted every new employee to have the same opportunity to discover the things in life that he had discovered, being the head of a $50 billion company. And people feel that. So he had a profound yearning that drove him. Abraham Lincoln, profound yearning. Mother Teresa, profound yearning. And the next thing they do that we found in our research is they actually engage from that yearning. Now, some of you are shy. Some of you go, how did I get into business? I mean, when you become an entrepreneur, a few of you recognize it, you become an entrepreneur, you go, well, I didn't know I was going to be a salesperson. You know, the days of a referral-based business are over. There is so much competition everywhere all the time with all the different lists and things. The attorney that just moved into town and hung out their sign is starving today. That attorney has to get out in the world. That attorney has to generate value in the world. It's just not going to happen. So, but also when you're with people, are you in touch with your yearning and do you engage? So when you're networking, the trick is to really engage with people. And the next thing they do is they actually learn. They learn and grow. Your best athletes know they could do things better. Michael Jordan, who most of us watched or knew about with the Bulls when they were a championship team, really yearned and he engaged. You know that he didn't make the team his sophomore year in high school. All the stories about him crying and being determined. He yearned and he engaged. He never quit. He kept learning, he kept growing. His original basketball game was based on being quick, slashing to the basket, and getting a basket. He knew that as he got older and he yearned to beat everybody. By the way, I don't consider him a transformer. We would not have put him in the study. He's got too many other shortcomings in relationship and a couple other areas. But what happens is he kept working on his left hand. He worked on his perimeter shooting, and he was able to continue and have a great long career because his yearning went to engaging, and he knew where his weaknesses were. Your transformers know that we're all programmed. How many of you know you're programmed? Okay. We have a problem. It's a good thing we're not together for the day because we would stop here. By the time you were 7, the script you are living today was about 80% done. Neuroscience, Freud was right. Neuroscience today is proving that Freud was right. Your neural pathways the energy that flows through your body, the life force, goes through through your nervous network of neural connections in your brain that comes out in what you call me. And me and not me, what I do and what I don't do. Transformers become aware that they're programmed, and they consciously engage, they liberate, they consciously engage in new behaviors. Some of you think you're shy. You know, you're not shy. You're just in the habit of being what people call shy. So you will need to understand that you simply never develop the neural pathways to do what I'm talking about. So liberating is consistently doing new things. Imagine how many times Michael Jordan had to practice perimeter shooting. Imagine how many times he had to practice dribbling and going and shooting with his left hand to get to where he could shoot with both hands. Well, that's easy compared to what some of us need to do to fulfill our potential. So transformers understand that their limitations are programmed in, and they assault those limitations by practicing new behaviors. And when we talk about networking, that means being uncomfortable, getting to know people. Whatever your strengths are, you use them, and whatever your weaknesses are, you develop new strengths. And that leads to actually developing new neural pathways and dedication. So that's what transformers do. And that, I'm going to give you a way to summarize this for yourself. The key that science is showing today that relates to networking, the key to your success, and the degree of success you'll have unless your aunts and uncles or somebody's got you connected right, is your social emotional intelligence. The Harvard Business Review says that in tough economic times, I think we can all agree that we're still in tough economic times, at least I know that in tough economic times, soft skills go away. People stop reading them. The most frequently read article in the Harvard Business Review now is the 2008 or 1998, I forget what it is, article by Goldman on social emotional intelligence. The most important thing in your success is your social emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the capacity to read what's going on inside and to respond to that, and my capacity to either upregulate my emotions or downregulate. If I'm overly excited, to take it down, and to have distinctions. Do I know when I'm afraid, when I'm hurt, when I'm angry, when I'm sad, and when I'm in joy? So emotional intelligence is my capacity to know what's going on inside of me and to regulate that. Social intelligence is the capacity to read what's going on outside of me and to cause people to upregulate and get more engaged or downregulate if they're overly excited. So it's key to leadership. Consulting firms, global consulting firms, have assessed their top partners. The socially emotional intelligent partners with the highest levels bring in $1.25 million more profit, which means they have to bring in way more revenue to generate that much profit. Major insurance firms now look at their people, they only thing, they used to look at all kinds of tests, they do social emotional intelligence assessment. The only place that social emotional intelligence isn't a major factor in your success is if you're on an assembly line. There's no real difference. So that is a big part of what we teach to help people transform.